Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Elsa. I am a yoga teacher and a clinical psychologist, and I'm also just a girl trying to navigate the love life, relationships in general, and like making sense of everything. And today I want to talk to you about people who manipulate, seduce, use very dark psychological tricks in order to get you addicted to them, and basically how to not be their victim, or at least how to break the cycle as fast as you can and get out alive. Let's say like this. I think YouTube doesn't like the words like victim and alive, so yeah, please give me the thumbs up because I guess this video will not get many views. So, even though I'm a psychologist, I don't like labeling people as narcissist or abusive or whatever, right? But there is a tendency, and the tendency is scary. There are courses for men that teach how to seduce a woman, how to make her believe that you're in love with her, how to get the resources that you want out of her, and that's it. And I recently encountered a person like this, and let me tell you, some of them are very strong, and anyone can get trapped. Or I hope not anyone. I hope the more we speak about it, the more we share experience, tips, and tricks, the less effective their tricks will be, the weaker they become. So, how do manipulators, and especially like love manipulators, like abusers, okay, we can use this word, how do they work? They create emotional codependency, or actually emotional addiction, love addiction. They choose their victim, and they are on a mission to make the victim addicted to them. This is so bizarre, but this is so true. um, no victim blaming in here. You can be anyone. You can be a very insecure girl who is like doubting herself, her self-worth, and is not even sure she can attract anyone. Or you can be a very confident, happy person, and they will still choose you as a victim. And the beauty and the danger in these people is that a lot of them, again, we live in a very peculiar times where like narcissism is at its peak because of social media and other factors, right? And a lot of people show the dark triad traits, even though they don't do anything extreme, but just like how prevalent is this. It's the discussion between nature versus nurture. We do nurture a lot of dark people right now in these times, and so these people who watch the courses and like pay money to actually learn how to manipulate others are very, I don't want to like feel sorry for them, but most probably they were not popular in school. They were not very confident, not like the bright star, the like the heart of the group. Not really. They have deep hurt, deep offense on the world, on women especially, and they are on a mission to avenge themselves, to отомстить the world for their suffering. And so, just like in a Vampire Diaries series, it's a good metaphor how, like, I think it was Stefan who just switched off his humanity. Something in this man and these boys just broke at some point, and they just switched off empathy, humanity, ability to lead with an open heart, to open up, to be soft, warm, and human. And so what do they do instead? Instead, they become sort of black mirror or like a black hole. I don't know, like it's incredible and ridiculous and very dangerous at the same time. Imagine a person who's so empty that he just reflects whatever you are showing. So that's where like the girls are saying, "Oh my God, he's so amazing when we are together, but when we are not together, like there is just stone coldness." Or like, "Oh my God, I did feel love, and like there was love between us, but then it's just not there the next moment. How is this possible?" It's possible because the love you saw, the connection you saw, the something special you saw and you felt, it was real. It was real. Like, don't get me wrong. But you know why it was real? Because it was coming from you. It was real on your side. And this person just reflected whatever you felt. And because he brings nothing in interaction with you but just techniques and your desires and your light, you feel like you're in the space of light and you feel like you both want the same thing when it's all the illusion. It is a technique that they teach, and this is so messed up and so dangerous. And me, a psychologist, fell into the trap, and like it took me October, November, December, like 3 months to, okay, maybe like 2.5 months to get over it. And I'm still not fully over it. I cannot imagine like girls without this much knowledge and support going through that. That's incredible. I mean, in a bad way. English is my second language. But so, what do? They create codependency. They create a very unstable emotional state where the only source of stability is coming from him, even though we don't see at the moment that he is also the source of instability and everything shaky in our lives. So there are a few steps that like mm, they all follow. I just asked GPT. I know there are some very sick instructions for men, but this is what like the common knowledge is that first they have to make a good first impression. If you meet in a group, they will try to like, make you notice them, maybe not first but second but third impression. They will try to stand out. They will try to um make you feel like, oh, interesting, wow. Then they will start attracting you, but then giving you mixed signals. Like, for example, they will text you something very nice, but then they will not respond for a few hours, or they will do something nice to you and then they will just pull off. And then this is creating confusion in the victim's mind because she's like, oh, but this is such a nice, a bright guy, and he did that, but then he didn't do this. And like, does he do it because I like he likes me, or does he do it because he's just the way it is? So you start questioning, you start creating this, confusion in your mind. So you see how the ground is already a bit unstable. One moment you are like fine, you just living your life. Another moment some guy comes to you and like introduces himself to you, makes him known, makes him seen, and then you're like, okay, there is a guy in my life, cool, great, let's meet, let's get to know each other. And then he starts this, I actually want to meet you, but no, maybe I don't want to meet you. So this mixed signals is already like the huge red flag. It's like, no, 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 girl, something is not cooking here. But not only the mixed signals, like he can give you like, it's called nagging, right? He can give you a compliment, but at the same time kind of a backhanded compliment. Or I don't know, he can say, I don't know, it's just like it makes you feel shitty and unstable. And then the emotional swings begin, like usually the good ones, they play a long game. So imagine you for a couple of weeks are questioning, hey, there is this weird guy. He did something nice to me. For example, I don't know, he picked you up from somewhere, like helped you with some errands, or I don't know, bought you something nice. But then he's not texting me. That's weird. Like, we decided to go out, but we didn't schedule the date. Like, oh my God, what's going on? That's weird. So you are in this space of confusion, and then the emotional swings begin. Maybe he takes you out on a date. The date is beautiful. Maybe even he follows it up with the second date or something like that. And then he pulls off again. And then brings you in again and then pulls you off again. And then he can also add triangulation into that. He makes you feel insecure, or he's like mentioning that like there are other girls, or like he creates a space where you feel less and less ground under your feet. It is a shitty place to be, but like, because you're so destabilized, because you only think about him most of the time, you see these highs. They're like, oh my God, he responded. Oh my God, he sent me a text today. Oh my God, he did it first. Oh wow, what's supposed to be like bare minimum, like human communication, turns into something exciting because like you lack it. This is how slot machines makes you addicted, because you never know when you're gonna get a jackpot, when you're gonna get a reward, what's gonna happen next, oh my God, give me more, give me more. And then this person might also be not very eager to make plans, like he's there, but like you have to chase him sometimes. That's something that I fell into, which is so weird. Like, it's like you want to see the person, you think about the person, you think, oh my God, like we have such a great connection, the space between us is so amazing, probably he's feeling the same, but why he's not initiating anything? Okay, I'm going to initiate. So now you're also put in like a beggar chaser position, and it all, like you can be the most like, I think if you are the most confident person, it might not work on you, and like I congrat your confidence, but it did work on me. But hopefully not anymore. And so you are very destabilized, you're looking for his approval, you're looking for time with him, and then suddenly just the fact that he's in your life is already a reward. So you're already like, like a trained dog. Ah. And then obviously there is a physical connection, there is a physical addiction. We all know about the hormones like dopamine, oxytocin, and there are certain hormones that actually like increase in our body when we are with someone, when we touch someone, when we hug someone. And there can be small things. For example, in my case, okay, anyways, the whole island knows my story already. But like, when you are riding a motorcycle, right, and he asks you to hug him, you produce more oxytocin than him, because he's the one receiving the hug, and you're the one who's like actively giving the act of hugging someone. And so even this small thing, like he's picking you up and you like hugging him, this makes you more attached to him than like him to you. Can you imagine how the body works? That's insane, that's ridiculous, but it's so fascinating. And so he maybe will initiate your physical connection, maybe like not too much, like push, don't push, but there will be like certain touches, certain gestures. No wonder girls on TikTok saying that like you have to go to jail if you kiss a girl on the forehead, and then goes her. But this is what they do, they create a very intimate atmosphere, and like holding hands and stuff like this, in order for you to feel more loved, more connected, maybe more connected than you actually are. Like you may not know his favorite color, but you already, holding hands, walking like at the moonlight. So, you feel like you know this person. You feel like you are one, you know. And so combine this with emotional swings. So one day you feel on top of the world, you're so connected, you're so close. On the other day you feel deprived of anything, it's like you're stuck in jail, and one day you have a feast and another day there is nothing. Obviously it creates more confusion, it creates more destabilization, it creates weirder and weirder and more inadequate behavior. And this is where most of the girls start questioning themselves, like, oh my god, am I insane, am I doing something wrong, what's going on, like, if you have to have a group chat analyzing the situation, this situation is shit. Like, obviously, like, that's I think that's a no-brainer, right? And so what do these people want? What do people like this want? Why are they doing that? Hurt people. Most of the boys, I mean, they can be 40 years old, but it's not like boys will be boys, but like a lot of grown-ups are actually very immature and stuck at the age of their trauma. So what do these boys want? Most probably they want to hurt a girl that hurt them. They might not even realize that, but in every girl they see that one bitch that rejected them when they were like, I don't know, 15, 16, or maybe even 25, and they cannot comprehend that you are not that person, and the next person after you is not that person, and the other person is not that person. They don't even see you as a human being. Unfortunately, if you see yourself in this cycle, if you have especially any information about this guy, about his prior behavior, or like, or your journal, and you see that all of this is like happening to you, um, just realize that unfortunately, no, the person did not see all the beauty and all the light in you. He just saw, I don't know what he saw. It's like for him, you're just an instrument to relieve his trauma, to rewrite his trauma the most unethical way possible. Um, yeah, you're just an instrument, you're just a stepping stone. And it has nothing to do with you, it has everything to do with him. Like, I understand. I've been in this position, like asking, like, maybe I'm not good enough, maybe I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not smart enough, I wasn't kind enough, I wasn't interesting enough, I didn't show myself from that side or from that side. But no, you are enough. And he had more than enough time to see all the like beauty and everything in him, but he's just not looking. People like that, people who do this manipulation by the book, they are most probably empty inside, and they have, I don't know, it's like, see, this is where we're coming back to dark triad, right? And this is where we're coming back to how unfortunately narcissistic and like psychopathic the world became, is that they know what they're doing, but they just don't care. It's not like maybe they don't know how much hurt they bring me. No, they kind of know, kind of don't, because they don't feel the same. They felt it once. They are scared of their emotions. They cannot tolerate them, as most of men, and they decided to just never feel emotions again. So they might understand that what they're doing is wrong. They might even be aware of all the tears you cried, or like all the questions you asked yourself, but they really don't care. What to do? bring awareness into it, shine the light. Write down, take a notebook, take a journal, write down all the shitty and good, because obviously there were good situations as well that happened with this person, with you. How did he make you feel mentally, emotionally, physically? Because many people feel headaches or like, just literally like something physically wrong with them when this person is in their lives. Realize what happened. It's like the first step is acceptance, right? Like, yeah, I became addicted to this person, to the love that was never there or that was only mine. And then clear out the addiction. um, if needed, block. If needed, delete all the photos, all the mutuals, all the reminders of this person. If needed, like, see, this is where I'm like conflicting, like, what the hell, he's not taking my friend group, like he's not taking my favorite restaurant. But like, if you don't have a support system, I'm sorry, I understand how it feels, but like, try to find support within, or try to find support groups online, try to find a therapist, create something, like some fundament for yourself again. Like, the ground was taken out of you, you have to bring it back there. Remind yourself how amazing you are, remind yourself of your hobbies, because most probably this guy, by the act of not choosing you, really messed up your self-esteem. But just, hey, remind yourself, like, you attracted him for a reason. Okay, you were shining so bright that he was like, oh, let me get some of your light. So like, I know that you only want to lay down in bed and wait for him to come, but go do your favorite things again. Remember your hobbies, remember your goals, remember your motivations. Get the revenge body if you want to. um yeah, it's just, it takes time, but you have to intentionally take your mind, get it off this person, back onto you, and slowly, brick by brick, build your life. Yes, it sucks that you have to spend your money on therapist after this dude messed your head up, right? But unfortunately, you can choose to not fix you and be in a dreamland where he changes, or he suddenly decides that you're the love of his life or something like that. Or you can intentionally build yourself up again, even stronger, even wiser than before. Learn from your experience. There are a lot of men like this, but the more you encounter them, the more immune you're going to be. As people say, like, success is the best revenge. So just like, try to live your best life. I know it's so cliche to say, but truly that's how it is. Also, narcissists and abusers like cannot tolerate ignorance. So like, don't react, don't interact. If like, just, if you can, don't reply to the messages, don't view the story, just don't. Just like, pretend you're not interested. I know you're interested, you can buy your fish, but still, like, don't give him your attention. If you see each other in like, in a friend group, don't throw tantrums, or like, just don't leave the place like this, but just don't give him any attention. And it's like, if if you can, if you have resource later, if you start something, you can call him out, like, oh, I see what you're doing, hi, you're trying to manipulate me once again. It's like applying humor, but at the same time, mm, it's complicated, but try to, laugh at him. He's so small, he's so empty, he's so empty that he needs other people, he needs to feed off other people. Like, imagine how you, like, imagine how strong you are, that you have enough light for you and then another person was feeding off you and you still exist here, right? So he's weak, he's small. Try to see this person for what he is. He's so scared of his own emotions, he's so scared of true intimacy and like real connection and vulnerability that instead he decided to play some stupid games. Ew, disgusting, you know? And like, if you really want to kind of avenge him, try to warn other girls, but not like, going around showing his pictures saying like, yeah, he's abuser manipulator. No, that will make you look insane, unfortunately. But like, living life by example, like building yourself up. If the conversation, like comes to this person, or if like somebody asks you about him, you can say like, I think he's actually doing this and this and that manipulative technique. I don't know, but this is what I noticed. You just don't go to every woman's door and like every woman DM saying like, hey, be careful, he's a manipulator, he's an abuser. But when you can, just share your experience, share your observation. There is nothing wrong in admitting that you get played. I know the ego hurts at this moment, but there is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong in saying like, hey, I was open and vulnerable and this person wasn't. And not only he wasn't, he was actually riding me on a emotional roller coaster and made me feel like shit many times, huh? Yeah, that's my experience. So it's like, own whatever happened to you. Don't hope this person will change. Just like, try not to think about him anymore. Like, come on, you watched this video because you're thinking about some a-hole of a dude, like, just stop. Start meditating, start training your mind, start going to the gym once again. Success is the best revenge. Maybe think about the qualities that attracted you in that person and cultivate something in you. It's not necessarily dark psychology and manipulation. Maybe this person is really into his hobbies or like into his appearance so much that you're like, wow, that's actually admirable. You know, just focus on yourself. I know this is stupid. I know this is cliche, but it is what it is. It happened to you. It sucks. Hopefully, this person will never reappear in your life. You've just been drugged. Like this is how you can say you've been addicted. You've been drugged. You are not in your right mind because the brain chemistry, the emotional instability, you had the right to make mistakes, but once you shine a light of awareness on it, there is no coming back. Please. I'm not coming back. Please don't come back too. We'll be fine. Thank you very much for watching. I'm running out of time. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you want me to go deeper on any topic, please let me know. And yeah, have a beautiful, successful, abuser, manipulator free life. Thank you so much. Bye.